Hi guys. Sorry for last week. YouTube, man. Attempted to record it, and I just gave up. I did watch last week's show though. It was alright. Things happened, but the crowd fucking sucked last week. It was so shit. Yeah, you know when the crowd is that bad, it brings down the whole standard of the show. But the show wasn't that bad, but it felt that bad. Did it not pop when Evolution reformed? It had no reaction to Layla being Bandango's new dance partner. The other good thing that happened last week was, you know, WWE every now and again, every 2 years or so, they seem to get this sudden, itch of wanting to make their title seem important again, and that's exactly what happened here. They decided that they wanted to make the Intercontinental Championship important again. So they went ahead and at least tried to do just that. You say, they're trying, I guess. So they made a tournament. Can't remember who was in last week's matches. I just remember the winners. The winners being Bad News Barrett, I know, Sheamus, RVD, and Cesaro. So those were the semi-final opponents. Let me go into this week's match and break it down as to what happened in this week's Raw. So Raw this week, on the 21st of April, 20th of April. No! 21st of April 2014 from Buffalo. Show is mildly better than last week. The crowd and the show, actually, was mildly better than last week's show. Straight off the bat, Kane comes out and whoops the shit out of Daniel Bryan. Essentially, Daniel Bryan and Brie, his wife now, I guess, come out and start the show, properly pumping up the crowd, doing lots of yes, yes, yes type chants. Before they had a chance to say anything, Steph hit the ring, talking their usual shit, basically setting up a match between Kane and Daniel Bryan. Kane, the Monster Kane, comes out, proceeds to whoop the shit out of Daniel Bryan. I mean, if you thought, Triple H's beating of Daniel Bryan was quite graphic, this one was an ass whooping. And it basically finished with Kane giving him three fucking tombstones. One on the outside of the ring, one on the outside of the ring on the steps, one outside of the ring on the announce table. They fucked up Daniel Bryan. He fucked him up. And that was that, basically, and then Daniel Bryan got carted off. Bad News Barrett, who's starting to get pops. WWE, pay the fuck attention. I'm not the hugest fan of the gimmick, as much as I love Wade Barrett. Being a Brit, so I'm always going to back him. But, you hear the fucking pop he's starting to get, you might want to flip him babyface. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, Bad News Barrett versus Sheamus. I have this thing watching Sheamus matches. As soon as he comes on, I figure I know the result. So I tend to, because they show Raw at 1 AM in England, I'm at work the next day, so I ain't trying to stay up until 1 AM. So I hit fast forward. Something told me, what's the end of this match? So I pressed play. Didn't know it was near the end, I just pressed play all of a sudden. Luckily for me, it was at the end. I caught it at a part where the crowd started chanting, "This is awesome." I don't gauge it from what the crowd say, because I noticed they don't know shit these days. They start chanting, "This is awesome" as soon as they do a flip or some sort of stupid move or some shit. Like, crowd don't know shit these days. Unless it's Philly, Chicago, Canada, or New York, I don't pay the fuck attention. So they're chanting this is awesome. I was like, okay. And so I'm not, you know, maybe it was awesome because I know Sheamus and Barrett do have decent chemistry together. Apparently they're quite good friends outside of the ring. I can understand Barrett being a Brit, Sheamus being not quite a Brit, you know, in their history, but he's Irish, so I suppose they would have that kind of closeness with each other. And they must be close because fucking Sheamus put Barrett over clean. Clean. No bullshit. Clean. I marked the fuck out. This was the highlight of the night for me. I was like, what? So yeah, Barrett is on the way to the finals of being the #1 contender. He's one match away from being #1 contender. So yeah, so that was that. Wyatt cut a promo. You know, in one of my videos I said that Wyatt was the best promo cutter in wrestling. I had a couple of inbox messages like, what the fuck? If you doubt that he's the best promo cutter in wrestling, watch this fucking promo. It was an awesome promo. He took things that people have said before, said it in a different way, and it somehow made it somehow meant something different. It meant something different. It hit home a little bit better. He's an awesome promo cutter. This guy is on his way to being a star. And my only bitterness with him is that I don't know why WWE didn't give him that win at WrestleMania. Why didn't you give him that win at WrestleMania? It's my only gripe. Just feels like anything else he does doesn't even matter. I'll come back to that. Is Hornswoggle a heel now? He's with 3MB in a filler match. So you know what? I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm not even going to talk about it. Evolution had a segment. Why the fuck was Triple H talking in this spot? His voice was shot. Like, he clearly had a cold. Right? His voice was shot. But this shows you how badly that Evolution, in my opinion, missed Ric Flair. Because in a situation like that, Ric Flair, out of the four of them, is the one that can talk. Triple H has his moments, but Ric Flair is the talker. And in a situation like that, all you would have needed to do is put Ric Flair in that spot. That, to me, but unfortunately, with Triple H, he has fucking a monotone Randy Orton and a monster Batista that cannot talk. How this motherfucker has got into Hollywood and done well for himself, I will never know. Because he can't talk. Fuck's sake, I need to start auditioning for some Hollywood films, man. Shit. So yes, then that was that. This segment went on a bit long when Shield hit. Bless him. I do really like Seth, or Tyler Black, or whatever you want to call him. But man, he was talking for what seemed like forever. Forever. They should have just cut to the chase. But essentially, Shield challenged him to fight. Then all the heels from the roster came out to back up Evolution. And obviously Shield went in so much of a hurry to approach him. So yeah, just more teasing for the match at Extreme Rules. I have a feeling I know what will happen there, but I'll get to that. Cody Rhodes apparently is teasing a split. Him, the Rhodes brothers versus the Usos Oneness, and Goldust were trying to tend to Cody. Cody kind of shrugged him off. Looks like possibly they're teasing some sort of heel turn for Cody. It's a shame. It's probably the way to go. As much as I would have liked to have kept, I don't think Cody's got as much of a babyface pop as Goldust has. And I think if you're going to do this, you may as well make Goldust the face and Cody the heel. You may as well. Particularly if your eventual plan to try and resurrect Sandow, because Lord knows that motherfucker needs it, is if you're trying to reunite the two, when he does flip heel, which I suspect they may try and do. But maybe I'm thinking a bit too far ahead on that. But yeah, they're teasing a split about 2 months too late, but they're doing it. And then the other feud was when Usos won. Bareback and Axel beat them down, so you know they're trying to get a title shot. So I figured the best way to do that is beat down the champs. It's Wrestling 101, right? Emma versus Layla. You know me, I'm not just saying it because she's a Brit. I think fucking Layla is lie. And I've always, as much as I like Steph, and you guys know I like Steph, I think Layla is so fine. She's so fine. So fine. I'd give my right nut to fuck the shit out of her. I really would. She's so fine. Yeah, it was Emma versus Layla. I can't even remember who won this. Emma won using the Cobra. You know, comedy sketch match, whatever. You know, Santino was there, Fandango was there. It was what it was. Cena had his promo. Cena garbage. Then Heyman was coming out, basically winding up the crowd, basically saying, "Yes, I am the advocate of the man who broke the streak, Brock Lesnar." I kept repeating it and repeating it and repeating it and repeating it. He came out with Cesaro for his semi-final match with RVD. And then RVD came out. Just when I thought it was going to be a good match, and I was prepared to watch the actual whole match, then two really unbelievable botches happened with spook slams of all things. And I don't blame Cesaro. This is RVD's fault for me. In the end, I just fast forwarded it, to be honest. Don't know if it was a good match or not. But essentially, fucking Jack Swagger came out, cost Cesaro in a match. So I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with Cesaro. It's going to be one of the things I come back to. Because you don't know if he's a heel. Is he a heel? Is it? Even if he's a tweener, I don't even think he's particularly doing they're particularly doing a good job of him being a tweener to me. But I'll come back to that as well. Paige versus Oksana. Paige won. My only gripe with this, and I'll come back to this as well, is that they seem to be doing the same weird thing with Paige. The matches, the story they tell in the matches all seem to be the same. Like last week with Alicia Fox beat her down literally for 95% of the match. Paige comes out, hits that amazing fucking submission of hers. Alicia Fox taps out. It is what it is. Alright? Same fucking thing happened here. Oksana dominates at least 90% of this match. Paige rallies a little bit, hits her submission. Oksana taps out. Like, no, you need to show more back and forth. Because I know this bitch can go. There's a lot of hype about Paige. I deliberately don't watch NXT because I don't want to be excited about someone that they never bring up. So I deliberately stay away from NXT. But I know a lot of people were talking about Paige before she came up. So I know this bitch could go. I know British motherfuckers can go. You know, if you see a British motherfucker in WWE, forget TNA. If you see a British motherfucker in WWE, generally they can go, because British motherfuckers know how to wrestle. So when I see Paige, I'm thinking to myself, alright, let's accelerate her a bit. I'm going to come back to this Paige thing. You'll see what I'm doing here, because I know I've said I'll come back to a lot. You'll see what I'm doing. Rusev and Sin Cara had a match. Then they announced that R-Truth and Xavier Woods would go against Rusev in a 2-on-1 handicap match at Extreme Rules. Who gives a fuck? We know this is going to be an exhibition. Anyway, so Rusev fucked up Sin Cara, weren't even close. And then in your main event, Cena basically had a little pointless fucking poll. Basically Cena faced all 3 White family members, and White family beat the shit out of Cena, and then cut a nice little "We got the whole world in his Has Bray" singing thing. Kind of a sick little way to end Raw. Good stuff from Bray. For me, hottest performer right now in WWE. You know me, when I say this shit, it happens. I said it about Bryan before Bryan blew. Bray is the hottest thing in wrestling right now. Right? He really is. Hottest thing in wrestling right now. He's so over with the crowd as a heel that he's starting to become babyface. That is how over he is. But yeah, good stuff. Now, you would have noticed I said I'll come back to a lot of stuff. To make it up to you guys for not doing a video last week, I've decided I'm going to do a video once a day, every day this week, which would make 5 videos. But I haven't stopped. I'm actually going to make a 6th video. I've thought of that many fucking subjects that I want to talk about. Subjects I want to talk about. On Wednesday, I'm going to talk about John Cena and Bray Wyatt, and why I dislike the feud. On Thursday, I'm going to talk about Cesaro and what the fuck they're trying to do with him. On Friday, I'm going to talk about Rusev and whether or not I think he's going to be another Vladimir Kozlov. On Saturday, I'm going to talk about Daniel Bryan and seemingly him being a mid-card WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Sunday, 3 weeks on from probably one of my most popular videos, in the sense that it was the one that people reacted most to, that I got a lot of views from, that I got a lot of likes from, and that was the streak and the fact that it was broken, and what is my reflection on it 3 weeks on. The 6th subject, which I'm yet to decide the day I'm going to do it, depends on how temperamental YouTube is going to be and allow me to actually record these videos, is going to be about Paige, and I think she could possibly be the new Lita if WWE showcase her right. So do stay tuned to all of that. It's a lot of stuff to stay tuned to. I will endeavour to do it. I will try and persevere in spite of YouTube's bullshit. Please do comment on this video. Let me know what you think of Raw, what you think of what WWE is doing today. Do stay tuned this week, and I will try and pump out those videos. Like this video, subscribe, and most importantly, subscribe. Take care. Peace.